Hey there, digital native or concerned citizen. Let's talk about something that's been quietly reshaping modern warfare: social media manipulation by militaries during conflicts. Gone are the days when battles were fought solely with tanks, planes, and boots on the ground. Today, the front lines extend into our smartphones, feeds, and timelines. Social media has become a powerful weapon in the hands of militaries, governments, and even insurgent groups. It's not just about posting updates, it's about controlling narratives, spreading disinformation, and influencing public opinion at lightning speed. Sound dystopian? Maybe. But it's happening right now, and you're probably seeing its effects without even realizing it. Grab your coffee or tea, and let's dive into how social media is being weaponized and why this matters more than ever. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's address the elephant in the room. Why are militaries so obsessed with social media? Here's the deal. Reach and speed. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram boast billions of users worldwide. Information spreads faster than ever before, often unchecked. Low cost, high impact. Traditional propaganda campaigns required printing presses, TV ads, or radio broadcasts. Social media lets militaries amplify their message for pennies compared to old-school methods. Direct access to civilians. In the past, militaries had to go through journalists or state-run media to reach the public. Now they can speak directly to people, bypassing traditional gatekeepers. Psychological warfare. Social media isn't just about sharing facts. It's about shaping emotions, beliefs, and behaviors. A well-crafted post can inspire fear, anger, or loyalty, all key tools in psychological operations, PSYOPs. In short, social media is the perfect storm of accessibility, influence, and chaos, and militaries have figured out how to exploit it. So, what exactly are militaries doing on social media? Spoiler alert, it's not all innocent updates about troop morale. Here are some common tactics. Controlling the narrative. Every conflict has two or more sides, and each wants to tell their version of events. Militaries use social media to frame themselves as heroes, victims, or defenders while painting their opponents as villains. For example, posting videos of humanitarian aid drops to show we care, sharing graphic images of enemy atrocities to justify military action, highlighting civilian casualties caused by the other side to win sympathy. This tactic isn't new, but social media makes it easier to disseminate these messages globally and harder for audiences to verify their accuracy. Spreading disinformation. Disinformation, false information spread deliberately, is one of the most dangerous uses of social media in warfare. Examples include fake news stories claiming victories that never happened, deepfakes, AI-generated videos showing fabricated speeches or events, false reports of troop movements or attacks to confuse adversaries. The goal? Sow confusion, erode trust in credible sources, and destabilize societies both inside and outside the conflict zone. Recruiting and radicalization. Social media isn't just for messaging, it's also a recruitment tool. Extremist groups like ISIS famously use platforms like Twitter and Telegram to recruit fighters, fundraise, and plan operations. State-sponsored actors do the same, albeit more subtly. They might glorify military service, demonize enemies, or appeal to nationalist sentiments to rally support. Cyber PSYOPs. Psychological operations, PSYOPs, aim to manipulate perceptions and behavior. On social media, this looks like flooding hashtags with pro-government content to drown out dissent, amplifying divisive rhetoric to weaken unity among opposing factions, using bots and fake accounts to create the illusion of widespread support or outrage. These tactics aren't always obvious, but they're incredibly effective at swaying opinions and sowing discord. Real-time intelligence gathering. Militaries don't just post, they monitor. Open source intelligence, OSINT, involves analyzing publicly available data from social media to gather intel. For instance, geotagged photos revealing troop locations, videos showing damage from airstrikes which can help assess enemy capabilities, monitoring sentiment among civilians to gauge morale or potential unrest. It's like having millions of unwitting informants broadcasting live updates straight to your screen. Let's look at real-world examples of social media manipulation during conflicts. Russia-Ukraine War, 2022 present. Both sides have leveraged social media extensively. Ukraine launched viral campaigns like Stand with Ukraine to garner international support and sanctions against Russia. Russia flooded platforms with pro-war content, downplayed civilian casualties, and accused Ukraine of staging attacks, a classic disinformation play. Independent analysts used TikTok and Telegram footage to track troop movements and document war crimes. Arab Spring, 2010-2012. Social media played a pivotal role in mobilizing protests across the Middle East. However, governments quickly learned to fight back. Pro-regime trolls flooded platforms with counter-narratives. Internet shutdowns silenced activists. Surveillance tools monitored dissidents' online activities. Israel-Palestine conflict. The ongoing conflict sees intense social media battles. Hamas shares videos of Israeli airstrikes to highlight civilian suffering. Israel counters with clips of intercepted rockets and alleged Hamas aggression. Bots amplify polarizing hashtags, deepening divides between supporters on both sides. Each side uses social media to sway global opinion and sometimes to justify violence. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Social media manipulation works. But is it ethical? Should militaries be allowed to deceive, manipulate, or exploit digital platforms during wartime? There's no easy answer, but here are some arguments on both sides. For manipulation, propaganda has always existed. Every war has involved spin, censorship, and selective storytelling. Social media is simply the latest medium. National security matters. If manipulating social media protects troops or achieves strategic goals, isn't it justified? Public opinion shapes policy. Winning hearts and minds abroad can lead to diplomatic wins and humanitarian aid. Against manipulation, undermines trust. When people realize they've been misled, it damages faith in institutions and media alike. Targets civilians. Unlike traditional combatants, social media manipulates ordinary citizens who may not understand the stakes. Escalates conflicts. Misinformation can inflame tensions, prolong wars, and put innocents at risk. Ultimately, the question comes down to accountability. Who polices these practices, and how do we prevent abuse? As individuals, we're not powerless against social media manipulation. Here's how you can stay informed and avoid falling prey to psyops. Verify before you share. Check sources, cross-reference claims, and watch out for emotionally charged headlines designed to provoke reactions. Recognize bots and trolls. Look for repetitive posts, generic profiles, or suspiciously high engagement rates. These are often signs of automated accounts. Diversify your feed. Follow multiple perspectives to avoid echo chambers. Even if you disagree, understanding different viewpoints helps you spot bias. Be skeptical of viral content. Just because something is trending doesn't mean it's true. Virality often prioritizes sensationalism over accuracy. Advocate for transparency. Support policies that hold platforms accountable for spreading harmful content and require greater transparency around political ads. Social media manipulation by militaries isn't going away. In fact, it's likely to intensify as technology advances. AI-generated content, virtual reality, and immersive storytelling will make it even harder to distinguish fact from fiction. Meanwhile, the line between civilian and combatant continues to blur, leaving ordinary users caught in the crossfire. But here's the silver lining. Awareness is power. By educating ourselves and holding platforms accountable, we can mitigate the harm caused by these tactics. After all, the battlefield may be digital, but the consequences are very real. So, what do you think? Are you alarmed by the rise of social media manipulation? Or do you see it as an inevitable evolution of warfare? Either way, one thing's for sure. The next chapter of history will be written online.